GROE Daily 9. What's it like to be the broke entrepreneur? So, why I go and start with that is sales is the highest paying and lowest paying job. And I would say that entrepreneurship is about 80% sales. Depending on your particular business, it could be higher or lower. So, why I even bring this up is I've been in Edmonton now for almost a week, and it's been eye-opening. A couple qualified leads that I went to sit down with, and they didn't value my time. And I don't know about you guys, but when I sit down with someone, I'd rather do less but put more effort into each one. So I had market research, I had a full presentation ready, and I was ready to go. If that client would have sat down, liked my presentation, it fit with their budget, I could have literally started 5 minutes after that meeting with the contract signed. Well, send the contract, have the contract signed, and I could have started. I was ready. Now, what does it cost to be ready for a meeting? I was talking to someone that's become more of a mentor to me than a client, and he was saying that the biggest problem with these consultancies that are one person and that's it, is that they never charge the value of their time. They only charge when they're working, or they only charge a set rate for projects. He's like, if you're putting in, 2 hours on average to prep for a meeting, whether you're using different different tools, and those cost money too, but if you're using different tools, say to do a social media assessment, or I'm getting a contractor to come in doing a financial assessment and review, or I'm looking at mapping out their sales cycle. Those things don't happen. They're not instant. So what's that time worth? Now, not only is what's that time worth, how long did it take you to learn how to do that? Because I'll give you my, this year April will be 13 years of sales. And I've learned a lot from a lot of big mistakes. And how to map out a sales cycle we'll start it from brand awareness to closing the deal, and then we'll go, keep, grow, and how you actually grow that account value. It's not easy. The general guideline from start to finish is relatively the same, but the processes are different from business to business, industry to industry. So, also side note, jumping from industry to industry can burn a lot of money too from you, and that's whether that's in time or resources. So careful. But you guys don't charge for that. I never used to. But you put the work in, so why don't you charge for it? So let me say, let's say that let's put yourself at $100 an hour. Just, I don't know, round numbers. Let's say on average it takes you 2 hours of prep, of market research. Let's say a half an hour of administration. There's your actual meeting, and then there's your planning. So 2 hours, half an hour. Let's throw it into another 2 hours. So it's 4.5. Maybe another. Let's just call it 5 hours. 5 hours. That's $500 that you never charged for. Why? Now, mind blowing. I know. I never thought of it until this person brought it up. He's like, why don't you think that there's bigger ad agencies? Why don't you think that there's bigger marketing firms? Why don't you think that there's such a gap between, say, the small social media house, which is one person, and the digital ad agency? Why? Where's this big gap come from? Why is it that some places will not do a website under $10,000 or $15,000? I now know why. A buyer-driven website takes a lot of insight, takes a lot of thought and development to map out that process. I know all these things you wouldn't think about, but as you're navigating through this business and you're like, well, I know my audience and I know them really well. So how can I help them through this process? And once I enter them in this process outside of my marketing funnel, what is worth value from the moment we make contact to the moment that we see the first success? Like, where's that value? How much is that in dollar value? Throw your comments below. I'm curious, do you think you should charge for first meetings? Let me know. Keep me in the loop. Let me know what you think, and take care.